Hi everyone, I'm Aleks Pluskowski, Professor of Medieval Archaeology at Reading, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my fieldwork in Spain, which has provided opportunities for our students to experience international archaeology over the last few years. I'm currently directing a project that's led by the University of Reading in collaboration with the Universities of York and Granada on castles as centres of authority in the medieval frontier landscapes of Spain and southern France. These are all quite spectacular monuments, and you can see here Molina near Granada. And one of the project's aims is to raise their visibility for international visitors. These monuments are all central to the story of conflict and coexistence, of multiculturalism and cultural change at this formative time for European society. And it has left a significant legacy, not just in terms of these monuments, but also in the cultural landscape. We're working on a number of regions across Iberia, including the French Pyrenean border region down to the coast of Andalusia, comparing how the shifting frontier between different societies, often Christian and Muslim, but also between neighboring Christian states, shaped how people lived. Here you can see the regions, and I've highlighted the sites, some of which I'll be referring to. The longest site we've been working at is in the very center of Spain in the province of Guadalajara. This is the castle and town of Molina daragon, which starts off as the center of an Islamic territory in the centuries after the Arab-Berber conquest of Iberia. And after its conquest by Christian forces in the 12th century, the castle was rebuilt and dramatically expanded, reflecting the power of a new frontier authority, in this case, a noble family called the Laras. We conduct geophysical surveys to map the subterranean archaeology. In this case, my colleagues surveyed the entire castle and enabled us to pinpoint buried features that would help us to understand the long-term story of the castle and its changing role between Islamic and Christian regimes. We've taken students on these excavations. Here you can see some of them involved in the full archaeological process, from surveying through to digging and taking environmental samples. And what you can see at the bottom is a micromorphology sample being taken, which will provide us with a high-resolution understanding of the occupation layers. We also investigate the impact of these historical changes on the landscape. We want to see how regime change and the accompanying shifts in population, religion, and lifestyle affected how the land was managed, what kind of crops were grown, how animal husbandry changed, and whether this has left a long-term legacy. And here you can see some of my team focusing on agricultural terraces in the territory of the castle. In the last few years, we started focusing on our southern Spanish sites. Here you can see some of our students working at a medieval palace in Granada. This was the last region to be conquered by the Christian kingdoms in 1492, at which point the site was given to a Carthusian monastery, prompting dramatic changes in land use and the abandonment of the palace. So it represents the end stage of a historical process we're investigating. Part of our training includes giving students training in different aspects of Spanish archaeology. So you can see here my colleague Guillermo talking about medieval ceramics. The students have been finding on the left the zooarchaeologists in our team, Marcos, giving students a class in identifying the animal bones they've been processing from our sites. Here is the castle of Tabor, an ongoing excavation we're involved in on the western edge of the late medieval frontier, taken by Christian forces in 1330, helped by a group of Scottish knights from Clan Douglas, whose memory is still celebrated in the festival there today. Again, our aim is to capture the changing role of the castle over its multiple occupations. In between Tabor and Malaga, our students participated in excavations at Katama, another point on the frontier with a rich archaeological record that goes back much earlier to the Roman period. So to conclude, our project, along with opportunities for students to participate in fieldwork, will be continuing for at least another year. We were not able to work in the field during the course of the pandemic, but we made up for it last year with further excavations once restrictions were lifted. You can follow us and find out more on our website that is listed below, as well as the social media handles I've indicated. So please do take a look, and you can keep up with our activities.